I just wanted to share that the law of attraction genuinely changed my life. I know the law of attraction is very cliche nowadays. People make it out to be some sort of like self-improvement thing, but when you actually read into it properly and understand the actual principles of it, it can really change your life. And it just doesn't change your life; it changes every single aspect within your life, and it did that for me. It changed my life, but it also changed my business as well because I want to tell you a quick example of how it worked for me and the best example of how I've seen it work. So I was at one of the lowest points within my business. Um, I hadn't booked any sales calls within like 2 or 3 months. I was really struggling. This was off the back of working with a coach, and I got all the messaging down, my content and my outreach was getting a lot better, but I was just struggling with getting people booked on calls. But I started reading a book called The Secret, which is about the law of attraction. I actually have it down here somewhere. I'll get it in a minute. I'll show you it. And as soon as I started reading that, and using the principles of the law of attraction, actually visualizing what I want and thinking that I've already got it, I booked a sales calls. I booked a sales call within the first day of doing and learning those principles. I did it within my meditation, just thinking about what it was like to have a first client, what it would be like to get a sales call. I would imagine that I've already had it, and I would imagine that the client was closed on the sales call because doing that meant I was on the frequency. I was ready to get the first few sales calls booked. And like I said, in the first day of doing and using those principles from that book, from the Law of Attraction book, from the Secret book, I actually booked in my first sales call, which was absolutely amazing. And that kind of made me realize that the law of attraction real when done properly. And as I said, that was just a little example of how it's changed a small aspect within my life. So I just want to quickly go over how it's changed my entire life. But yeah, before I forget, this is the book. It's called The Secret. This book just teaches um, everything about the law of attraction, but properly. This is where it actually first came from, I believe. And if you haven't read it already, it's so fucking powerful. And like I said, it can literally change your life. It's not magic. It's literally about your mindset, focus, and the things you're focusing on, and it's intentional. It just digs deep into how you should be always thinking positively. You should be thinking that everything that you want, you've already got, because then you're on the frequency of those things. For example, me with those sales calls, I wasn't on the frequency that I was already having sales calls. I wasn't ready for a sales call because my frequency, my energy was so fucking low. So I had to kind of increase that, and I did that by thinking I've already got it, thinking and visioning it every single day until I got what I wanted, which was getting sales calls booked. And that's exactly what I did, and that's exactly what I got because I was on the energy level of booking sales calls. And the reason I wasn't already on that level of booking sales calls and on the energy level to book sales calls was because I was just thinking so negatively. I wasn't clarified on my offer. I wasn't really I didn't really even like my offer. I wasn't aligned with my offer, so my energy was just brought down because of my actual offer, and that's why I'm actually working on a new offer right now. It's almost done, but everything within your life, every single aspect within your life, it kind of changes your energy. And when you think negatively, you're pulling more negativity. Obviously, when you're thinking positively, you're going to be thinking positive thoughts all the time, and that's the best thing to do because then when you're thinking positively, your energy is just going to be so high, and you're going to be able to focus every single day on the things that you actually genuinely want to focus on to get to where you want to be. So it's literally just about training your mind to focus on the good, to see the good and to see the actual opportunities instead of seeing the problems within things. So within the Secret book, the Law of Attraction book, it teaches a few key principles, and I want to quickly go over them. And they are asking. You need to get clear on what you actually want. You need to ask yourself what you genuinely want out of your life. And this is what I've been doing for the past few years, and I've always known what I wanted. It's just a matter of, like I say, taking the time to actually thinking about what you want. All I want out of life is to have a steady income, be able to travel, and have a nice, simple life where I'm seeing friends and family and stuff like that. I know it's very simple, I know it's quite in depth, but you need to literally vision every single little aspect with your life, and it will become true because you already know what you want. And the second thing is you obviously need to believe in that, but you need to genuinely believe in it. Obviously, everyone believes in their goals, but no one's actually working towards them. So you need to work towards them. You need to actually act on them, think on them, and feel as if your goals are already there. You already have reached your goals because, again, speaking about the energy level, if you think that you've already reached your goals, you've already got to your goals, you're going to be on the level of frequency and energy that you're there. So you're always going to be able to put in the energy and the frequency into everything you do, to get you to where you want to be, as if it's already there, kind of thing. And the last thing is quite obvious, but it's actually just staying open to receive what you want. Never letting your guard down when it comes to thinking negatively. You always need to be thinking openly and positively again about everything, to make sure, again, I know it's a lot about frequency energy, but that's what it is. Frequency and energy is real. People don't believe that. Humans have it, but you do. You vibrate at a certain frequency, and that vibration totally depends on how you think. So again, you need to just be thinking positively. I need to stay open for it to kind of come in. You can't really force what you want. You just need to stay open, think positive, and everything that you actually want and envisioned will come your way naturally. And like I was saying, I was at a very, very low point with my business. I was doing a lot of outreach, and I was struggling to book sales calls. Instead of viewing the outreach as a chore and as something I had to do, I'd wake up and be grateful for doing outreach. I'd change and shift the way I thought about it. Instead of having to do outreach, I'd think and I'd say stuff like, I'm so grateful I get to give people an opportunity to change their lives, because that's literally what it was. And I was getting a lot more responses when I was thinking that way, because again, I was on the energy and frequency level of just getting replies all the time, and that's what I got. And as soon as I started doing that with sales calls, again, I booked a sales call, and it's so fucking crazy how it can change everything within your life, how it did for me. And I just want you to take away this. It's not about pretending that everything's perfect. It's just about kind of choosing your thoughts intentionally. Just thinking about the things that you want to think about in a way, um, of gratitude and vision, and actually emotionally aligning what you want with your vision daily. And that's exactly what I'm working on now. I'm doing it every single day. I'm thinking about what I want in the future, and I'm thinking about it every single day to make sure that I actually attract what I want, because I know it's true. I've already seen it in action with the little things like booking that sales calls, and I know if I know it's true, sorry, I know that in a few years' time, it's going to be so powerful, and it's going to get me to where I want to be. And in a few years' time, I know it's going to have got me some very, very powerful things, business wise, health wise, and just everything that I've ever wanted, really. So if you're going to take anything away from this video, please read into the law of attraction, buy the secret book, and start implementing it today if you want to change your life around. Even if it's just trying meditation for 3 to 7 days, thinking about the visioning it out, imagine you already have what you want, and just please try and read the secret book. I know I've said it already, but it's so amazing, and it's changed my life, not overnight, but by thinking intentionally, and it just changed me. And when you change internally and you change your thoughts, everything on the outside changes as well, because you're on the frequency of what you really want.